And I'm Chris.
And this is our final podcast before we head home for the holidays. We're going to give you recipes for students, by students, so you can bring home something other than your dirty laundry for break.
So guys, what do you think students are going to tell us to make for break?
Whatever comes, or whatever is the most affordable for them. So I would say some type of chicken or pasta. I know pasta is the easiest thing to make and it lasts for like a day or so.
Funny that you say that, Shay, because the first person I interviewed actually described to me how to make a good pasta meal. So let's hear what he has to say.
Ari Karate, a junior at Plymouth State. Ari, please tell us, what's a good, quick meal to make for students?
Personally, I believe a nice quick meal for college students to make is actually pasta, maybe some meatballs as well.
Why do you like pasta?
It's quick, easy. Everyone knows how to make it. Cheap and efficient, and if you make it the right way with your own touch, it's real good.
All right, I agree. Please tell me, does your Italian have any touch with it?
Yeah, I'm 100% Italian, come from a big Italian family. Obviously been eating it all types my entire life. I know how to make it 1,000 different ways, and I'm the best pasta maker this side of the Mississippi.
All right, thank you very much, Ari. Have a good day.
Well, Shay, you really called that pasta dish in advance.
Yeah, and the meatballs were a nice touch. So Chris, did you actually get to try any of that pasta?
Yeah, it was a delicious meal. He came over, he made meatballs with it too, and even had a salad, and it fed the entire house. All around, it cost around $15, and definitely look forward to eating something like that again.
Awesome.
So my expectation of these student cooks is a little bit higher than Chris and Shay. I'm thinking they're really going to knock our socks off, and I think this recipe will really show you how to do that.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, and yeah.
Okay, so I'm a senior here at Plymouth, and on the weekends I work part-time at Waterville Valley in the kitchen. I cook in the banquet hall. We cook for also things like weddings, like company dinners and kids sporting events.
So why don't you tell us about what you're going to make today and how to make it and all the ingredients?
Alright,
Go ahead.
so yeah, it's really simple. Start with the ingredients. What we're going to need is some ground chicken, some cheese, of any kind, marinara sauce, a couple of varieties there too, and some buns. And what we're going to start with doing is starting to cook the chicken, and before you do that, you got to take the ground chicken and form it into patties using your hands, and you put it in the frying pan, and you begin to cook the chicken at a medium heat, and then you flip it occasionally throughout the cooking process, and then when it's nearly complete, and you can tell it's nearly complete by cutting a little bit into the chicken patty and seeing if the color all the way through is consistent. And then at that point, you should dump a bunch of marinara sauce into the pan all over the patty, and then flip the patty a few times with marinara sauce, cook the marinara sauce into the patty, warm it all up, and then when that's all warm and hot, then you throw some cheese, whatever kind of cheese you were feeling that time, on top of the patty and let that melt. And then at this point, you just take it off the pan, it's from the bun, it's ready to go.
Excellent. That just sounds so great, so easy, pretty cheap. Only a few ingredients that you need to get. If you want to get a little creative, add some spices. And voila, a great dish you can bring home to the family. Thank you, Andy.
No problem, Shay.
Wow, Shay, that sounds really good. Tell me how it turned out and how it tasted and everything.
Oh yeah, it went great. It was actually really easy to cook. I went with him to the store and bought all the ingredients, so I was there. It didn't cost too much. I think it's great for a lot of students to cook, and it was delicious. And it's also a great meal to do for the holidays because it's something you can make with any of your leftovers, like the leftover chicken, and it'll be good for a couple days. So yeah, it was pretty great.
Awesome, thank you very much.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who was a little disappointed that no one did a dessert. So for our last recipe, show your family just how sweet you really are and make this quick dark chocolate banana bread. It's rich and decadent, and it's the perfect dessert, and in my opinion, can even be passed off as breakfast. So it involves 3 ripe bananas, 2 eggs, half a cup of 2% plain yogurt, 1/3 a cup of honey, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of wheat flour, 1/2 a cup of dark cocoa powder, and 1/2 a cup of chocolate chips. So I'm just going to go over it briefly, and if you do want the recipe, you can just pause below and the full instructions will be here. But you're basically going to fold in the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients, and then you're going to mix in the chocolate chips. You're gonna line a baking sheet and bake for about 45 minutes at 350. Try it out.
So now that we've completed this entire project, it's clear to me that all my expectations were blown away by everybody. My friend Ari, I really did not expect much from him at all. Came over with some pasta and some meatballs, and he told me he was a good cook, but I really didn't believe him, but he proved me wrong. I'm glad he came because now I even know how to cook some good food myself. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty stoked to bring home a lunch, a dinner, and even a dessert menu to my family and even my parents. I think that they might be more impressed than we were.
Yeah, and I think the whole thing was great because it was all budget friendly, and a lot of the ingredients you can find around your apartment, like the fresh fruit, like the bananas, the marinara sauce, all that good stuff. So I think it'll be great for the holidays and like all delicious meals.
Let's be honest, the D Hall is awful, so
Yeah.
good to know something else.
So this is our final podcast, recipes by students for students. We hope you enjoy.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
Mingle in the jingling feet. That's the jingle bell ride.